the theme song to this.
Well, you're clapping and I'm snapping.
Oh, I was, because I don't think you can hear my snap.
All right, close enough. We give you a point for it. Yeah, you know, listen, the Addams Family has been around for a long time. Iconic, started as a sitcom way back in the 60s, but since then, there's been a couple movies. It's been on Broadway, and now it's taking over a stage in Waterbury. Here to tell us more about it, the young lady who plays Wednesday Addams, and I think she's perfectly suited for that role. Melody Munitz, nice to have you here.
Hi, thanks for having me.
I got to tell you, this is, I grew up watching the show. I mean, it was a little before my time, but I remember this show. You are way too young to remember this show. What drew you to this character, to this show? Go ahead.
Well, she's iconic, and yes, I wasn't alive when the TV show came out, nor the movies.
Or the movies. Yeah, rub that in, Melody.
But I've seen them all since. There are so many iterations of this iconic family. I mean, going back to the original Charles Addams cartoons in The New Yorker, and the first one was in 1938, and all the way up through his death in 1988.
Right.
But then, of course, we get the sitcom in the 60s, and the movies with Christina Ricci in 91 and 93, and then, you know, all of the various live-action and animated sitcoms that kind of spun out of that, and then the animated movies 2019, 2021, and it's been a blast digging into it.
And this was one of the first shows, if I remember correctly, when it opened up on Broadway. It hadn't been like a lot of like TV shows adapted for the stage. This one seems perfect. You had Nathan Lane as playing Gomez Addams, so I mean, really, you start big there. How do you bring music into this show aside from the obvious, you know?
We sure do have the snaps.
I bet you do. I hope so.
But something interesting when they wrote this musical and they acquired the rights to the Charles Addams canon is they weren't allowed to adapt any of the plot lines from the TV show. So the musical is totally based on the original cartoons. But we absolutely have the iconic characters. We have Cousin It, we have Thing, we have the whole family, and some additional new characters. And so it was really great as they could take this existing IP and this franchise and this family that people love and put them into a new setting that we haven't gotten to witness before.
Oh, that's fantastic. All right, so clearly she knows her stuff. She's done the homework.
It's been a blast.
I bet. This is opening up. This run is opening up here in Waterbury. You've been there for a couple weeks prepping. Do you study the old stuff, or are you making this character your own?
I absolutely wanted to start from the place of studying. I mean, there are so many iconic iterations of her previously, of Wednesday. There was Lisa Loring originally, and then, of course, we had Christina Ricci, and now moving into the Jenna Ortega era with the Wednesday TV show and season 2 coming out this year. And so there's absolutely a well of previous versions that I wanted to be able to draw from, and there are a lot of great Easter eggs in this version. But what's great about this musical, being kind of driven by the cartoons and a new plot line, is it'll be different than, you know, turning on Netflix and watching season 1 of Wednesday. You're meeting the character in a brand new environment. So there are absolutely inspirations from previous adaptations, but also a chance to make it new and tell a new story.
I would imagine, and unless you think she doesn't know what she's talking about with theater, she a valedictorian, class of 22, Penn State. So clearly she's good. But it's always a question that I have, you know, when there is a character or when you're doing something that somebody else has iconically done, and especially you talk about the TV show that's on now, I would imagine I get mixed answers as to whether or not you want to channel that or make it your own. You've got a whole wide variety of people to sample from.
Yeah, and I think it really depends. If it's just a brand new musical and there was maybe 1 or 2 actresses who've played it previously on Broadway, I think that's a different story than, at least for me personally, than a character who's beloved in pop culture for decades, you know, preceding me. And so I really want to understand people who are coming in adoring the Addams Family, adoring Wednesday. I want to give them what they want and a sprinkle of something new.
And give them something new, absolutely. Put the information up on the screen. The Addams Family is a couple of days away from here at the Palace Theater, January 17th and 18th. Tickets still available. You get to see Melody up close right there on stage. Fox61.com will link you to her. And answer this is a big question. If you are in the audience, if you know, this is a new plot. If anybody is caught doing this with the actors, are they escorted out?
No way.
No?
And in fact, you'll get a chance to snap along before the curtain.
Oh, well, there you go. There's a bonus thing. Hey, break a leg.
Thank you so much.
You're a lot of fun. Nice to see you.
Thanks for having me.
All right, we're going to